Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day to you. Look at this. Comatus blancus. Pool's over there. Beautiful balcony. Great time to be alive. And I find that quite funny that there was one person on this previous one. I don't know what happened on that previous stream, but let's go. Now, today, actually, give me a sec. No, you know what? Let's go for it. Today, the reason I'm here, okay, is that I'm trying to make this... I was trying to get a bit of headspace, but also trying to get a bit of sun in what has been a very gloomy United Kingdom for the last, well, it feels thousands of years, but it's only been winter. And I've got an idea for a sort of TikTok shop idea with a particular shop that I'm letting brew in my head, but it would be in the UK. Or about 2 years ago, I went to Australia, was loving it, and at the same time felt unanchored, felt unease. And as some of you, if you've watched this before, been doing Bob Proctor's series, Thinking into Results. Now, I've got his book, Thinking into Results. I've been listening to this course for, as I said, almost this past year, almost finished. And fundamentally, I need to come back down to making a decision. One of the biggest issues for me is I've evidently got quite a creative brain, got lots of big ideas, not many people to bounce them off, but how do you make a decision? Well, with Bob saying to record or document how your thoughts, your feelings at this moment in time, well, I thought yesterday, hello there, good morning. We're talking about how to make a bloody decision, or try and make a good decision. I'm your faithful host, Mr. Jack Christie, and hope you're having a lovely day, wherever you are in this world. We're talking about Thinking into Results by Bob Proctor, more specifically, decision. There is a single mental move you can make which, in a millisecond, will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation you will ever encounter, and it could literally propel you down the path to incredible success. We have a name for this magical mental activity, and it is a decision. Decisions, or the lack of them, are responsible for the breaking or making of many careers. Individuals who have become very proficient at making very proficient at making decisions without being influenced by the opinions of others are the same people whose annual incomes fall into the 6 and 7 figure category. Hello there. I am currently talking. Good to see you. However, it's not just your income that is affected by decisions. Your whole life is dominated by this power. The health of your mind and body, the well-being of your family, your social life, the type of relationships you develop, all are dependent upon your ability to make sound decisions. Pandita Cordova, we're talking about how to make a decision, because the world is a complex place. You'd think anything as important as decision making, when it has such far-reaching power, would be taught in every school, but it is not. To compound the problem, not only is decision making missing from the curriculum to our educational institutions, Up till recently, it's also been absent from most of the corporate training and human resource programs available to us. So, how is a person expected to develop this mental ability? Quite simply, you must do it on your own. However, it is important to understand that it is not difficult to learn how to make wise decisions. Armed with the proper information, however, and by subjecting yourself to certain disciplines, you can become a very effective decision maker. You can virtually eliminate conflict and confusion in your life by becoming proficient at making decisions. Decision making brings order to your mind, and of course, this order is then reflected in your objective world, your results. The person who fails to develop their ability to make decisions is doomed because indecision sets up internal conflicts that can, without warning, escalate out all mental and emotional wars. Psychiatrists have a name to describe these internal wars, and it is ambivalence. The Oxford Dictionary tells us that ambivalence is the coexistence in one person of opposite feelings towards the same objective. You do not require a doctorate degree in psychiatry to understand that you're going to have difficulty in your life by permitting your mind to remain on an ambivalent state for any period of time. The person who does permit it to exist will become very despondent and virtually incapable of any type of productive activity. It is obvious that anyone who finds himself in such a mental state is not living. At best, they are merely existing. A decision or a series of decisions would change everything for that person. A very basic law of the universe is create or disintegrate. Indecision causes disintegration. I'll say that again. Indecision causes disintegration. How often have you heard a person say, "I don't know what to do"? How often have you heard yourself say, "What should I do"? Think about some of the indecisive feelings you and virtually everyone on this planet experience from time to time. Love them, leave them, quit, stay, do it, don't do it, buy it, don't buy it, say it, don't say it, tell them, don't tell them. Everyone on occasion has experienced these feelings of ambivalence. If it happens to you frequently, decide right now to stop it. The cause of ambivalence is indecision, but we must keep in mind that the truth is not always in the appearance of things. Indecision is a cause of ambivalence. However, it is a secondary cause, is not the primary cause. It is clear from decades of studying the behaviour of people who have become very proficient at making decisions that they all have one thing in common. They have a very strong self-image, a high degree of self-esteem. They may be as different as night is to day in numerous other respects, but they certainly possess confidence. Low self-esteem or lack of confidence is the real culprit here. Decision makers are not afraid of making an error, and if and when they make an error in their decision or fail at something, they have the ability to shrug it off. They learn from experience, but they will never submit to the failure. Every decision maker was either fortunate enough to have been raised in an environment where decision making was a part of their upbringing, or they developed the ability themselves at a later date. They are aware of something that everyone who hopes to live a full life must understand. Decision making is something you cannot avoid. This is the cardinal principle of decision making. Decide right where you are with whatever you have got. I'll say that again. Decide right where you are with whatever you've got. This is precisely why most people never master this important aspect of their life. They permit their resources to dictate if and when a decision will or can be made. When John Kennedy asked Wernher von Braun what it would take to build a rocket that would carry a man to the moon and return him safely to Earth, his answer was simple and direct: the will to do it. President Kennedy never asked if it was possible. He never asked if they could afford it, or any of 1,000 other questions, all of which would have been, at that time, valid questions. President Kennedy made a decision. He decided we would put a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth before the end of the decade. The fact that it had never been done before in all the hundreds of thousands of years of human history was not even a consideration. He decided where he was with what he had. The objective was accomplished in his mind the second he made the decision. It was only a matter of time, which is governed by natural law, before the goal was manifested in form for the world to see. Once you make the decision, you will find all the people, resources, and ideas you need every time. If that is the only benefit you receive from this particular message on decision making, burn it into your mind. It will change your life. Whether you want to or not is the only consideration. Whatever you need to achieve your goal, you will attract. There are any number of people who will say that is absurd. You can't just decide to do something if you do not have the necessary resources. And that's fine if that is the way they choose to think. We see that as a very limiting way of thinking. In truth, it probably is not thinking at all. It's very likely an opinion being expressed that was inherited from another older member of the family who did not think either. Thinking is very important. Decision makers are great thinkers. Do you ever give much consideration to your thoughts, how they affect the various aspects of your life? Although this should be one of our most serious considerations, for many people it is not. There is a very small select few who make any attempt to control or govern their thoughts. Anyone who's made a study of the great thinkers, the great decision makers, the achievers of history, will know they are very rarely agreed on anything when it comes to the study of human life. However, there was one point in which they were complete and in unanimous agreement, and that was, we become what we think about. What do you think about? The 0 people currently on this stream. It keeps going from 1 to 4. What do you think about, stream? What do you think about, chat? We all must realize that our thoughts ultimately control every decision we make. You are the sum total of your thoughts. By taking charge this very minute, you can guarantee yourself a good day. Refuse to let unhappy, negative people or circumstances affect you. The greatest stumbling block you will encounter when making an important decision in your life is circumstance. We let circumstance get us off the hook when we should be giving it everything we've got. More dreams are shattered and goals lost because of the circumstance than any other single factor. How often have you caught yourself saying, I would like to do or have this, but can't because? Whatever follows, because is the circumstance. Circumstances may cause a detour in your life, but you should never permit them to stop you from making important decisions. Napoleon said, circumstances, I make them. The next time you hear someone say they would like to vacation in Paris or purchase a particular automobile, but they can't because they have no money, explain that they don't need the money until they make a decision to go to Paris or purchase the car. When the decision is made, they will figure out a way to get the amount needed. They always do. Many misguided individuals try something once or twice, and if they do not hit the bullseye, they feel they are a failure. Failing does not make anyone a failure, but quitting most certainly does. And quitting is a decision. By following that form of reasoning, you would have to say that you would make a decision to quit. You make a decision to fail. Every day in America, you hear about a baseball player signing a contract which will pay them a few $1 million a year. You should try to keep in mind that the same player misses the ball more often than he hits it when he steps up to the plate. Everyone remembers Babe Ruth for the 714 home runs he hit and they rarely mention that he struck out 1,330 times. Charles F. Kettering said, when you're inventing, if you flunk 999 times and succeed once, you're in. That is true of just about any activity you can name, but the world will soon forget your failures in light of your achievements. Don't worry about failing, it will toughen you up and get you ready for your big win. Winning is a decision. Many years ago, Helen Keller was asked if she thought there was anything worse than being blind. She quickly replied that there was something much worse. She said, the most pathetic person in the world is a person who has their sight but no vision. And she was right. At 91, J.C. Penney was asked how his eyesight was. He replied that his sight was failing, but his vision had never been better. That is really great, isn't it? When a person has no vision of a better way of life, they automatically shut themselves in a prison. They limit themselves to a life without hope. This frequently happens when a person has seriously tried on a number of occasions to win, only to meet with failure time after time. Repeated failures can damage a person's self-image and cause them to lose sight of their potential. They therefore make a decision to give up and resign themselves to their fate. Take the first step in predicting your own prosperous future. Build a mental picture of exactly how you would like to live. Make a firm decision to hold on to that vision, and positive ways to improve everything will begin to flow into your mind. Many people will get a beautiful vision of how they would like to live, but because they cannot see how they're going to make it all happen, they let the vision go. If they knew how they were going to get it or do it, they would have a plan, not a vision. There is no inspiration in a plan, but there sure is in a vision. When you get the vision, frame it with a decision. And don't worry about how you will do it or where the resources will come from. Charge your decision with enthusiasm. That is important. Refuse to worry about how it will happen. Advanced decision making. We make advanced bookings when we fly somewhere. That is quite common. We make advanced reservations to eliminate any confusion or problems when the time arrives for the journey. We do the same with renting a car for the same reason. Think of the problems you will eliminate by making many of the decisions you must make well in advance. Here's an excellent example. Take a person that is on a diet to release weight. Their decisions are made in advance. If they're offered a big slice of chocolate cake, they don't have to say, gee, that looks good, I wonder if I should. The decision is made in advance, and well tempered with discipline will lead to the desired results. Do not participate in discussions of why something cannot be done. The only compensation you will ever receive for participating in or giving energy to that type of discussion is something you do not want. It is amazing to see the number of seemingly intelligent people who persist in dragging you into these negative brainstorming sessions. In one breath, these people will tell you that seriously want to accomplish a particular objective, and in the next breath, they begin talking about why they can't. Think of how much more of life they would enjoy by making a decision that they will no longer participate in that type of negative behavior or negative energy. F me, that is the paragraph about me. The humanistic psychologist Dr. Abraham Maslow, who devoted his life to studying self-actualized people, stated very clearly that we should follow our inner guide and not be swayed by the opinion of others or outside circumstances. Maslow's research showed that the decision makers in life had a number of things in common. Most importantly, they did work they felt was worthwhile and important. They found work a pleasure, and there was little distinction between work and play. Dr. Maslow said, to be self-actualized, you must not only be doing work you consider to be important, you must do it well and enjoy it. Dr. Maslow recorded that these superior performers had values, those qualities in their personalities they considered to be worthwhile and important. Their values were not imposed by society, parents, or other people in their lives. They made their own decisions. Like their work, they chose and developed their values themselves. Your life is important, and at its best, life is short. You have the potential to do anything you choose and to do it well, but you must make decisions, and when the time for a decision arrives, you must make your decision where you are with what you've got. Let us leave you with the words of two great decision makers, William James and Thomas Edison. William James suggested that compared to what we ought to be, we are making use of only a small part of our physical and mental resources. Stating this concept broadly, the human individual thus lives far within his limits. He possesses powers of various sorts which he habitually fails to use. Years later, Edison said, if we all did the things we are capable of doing, we'd literally astound ourselves. By making a simple decision, the greatest minds of the past are available to you. You can literally learn how to turn your wildest dreams into reality. Put this valuable information to use and recognize the greatness which just exists within you. You have limitless resources of potential and ability waiting to be developed. Start today. There's never any time better than the present. Be all that you are capable of being. Two quotes. Decide what you want. Decide what you are prepared to give up to get it. Set your mind on it and get on with the work. That was H.L. Hunt. Go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll see how you can go farther. Thomas Carlyle. Now, to me, that is a massive article. What decision do you need to make? I know we're 20 minutes in. On a light scaled format, I need a decision to make to go outside into the sun. It all comes back to what is your goal and what are you deciding to do? What is the blockages in your way, including if it's yourself? I'm actually going to go and read the parts of that paragraphs again, which is a lot of describing who I am, and it feels weird being on this stream trying to figure it out, and at the same time feeling open to feeling like I'm trying to figure it out. As I said, I've got a big decision. I'm in a sense of ambivalence. The dream has always been to live in St Andrews and golf in St Andrews, and at the same time I've wanted to go and go abroad, and at the same time I've had this idea of doing doing live streaming, 2 also doing potential live social shopping, and it's like, which one do you do first? Well, it's then sequencing, isn't it? How do you make that decision? Well, the decision I have at this moment in time is, well, what have I got? As it said, decide what with the information you have right at this moment in time, right where you are with whatever you've got. Well, feels like I can go either way. I can either go to Australia, wait for the working holiday visa. When that comes through, book a flight, get going, find the people and the sunshine, and continue live streaming. When I've exhausted that and I'm like, let's go home, come back and start shop. However, there's the sort of first mover philosophy. You don't want to be second in on it. So you don't want to miss out on it. So there's the potential fear of missing out on it. So you might have to do that for a period of time. And then you could actually, the other way would be doing that shopping first. Do it for a few months, let's say 90 days. And then once you've got it like a place of it rolling out, and then you go on a holiday or go traveling. That's where I'm at. Any help and advice would be greatly appreciated in the future. It's weird and a bit of a discipline in itself trying to continue to go online when, yeah, you've not got many people coming on. Hello, hi, what are you doing? Thank you very much for that, Pandita Cordova. Yeah. We are 25 minutes in. You know what we could do? Let's go out for a walk. Put on the golf cap. Hello there. How are we getting on? Would love to hear from somebody. Hello there, how are we getting on? We're talking about how to make a good decision in life. I can't believe that was 25 minutes, that's nuts. What's your favorite piece of music, folks? What's your favorite piece of music? Let me know. We've got 2 people on. Your favorite piece of music? We're back. Hello. Yeah. Hello. We're back. We're on their own rampage. Good morning, folks. Good to see you. We're talking about decisions. My name's Jack. We're also talking about music, how that sort of aligns with life. We're in Fuerteventura. We're in Fuerteventura, folks. This hotel. There you go. Just in the back corner here. Just a day in the life of Fuerteventura. I think it's about 23 degrees. Hello there, folks. Hope you're well. I'm gonna go walking past Keek. Brilliant. Hello, good morning. We are in Fuerteventura. I'm your faithful host, Mr. Jack Christie. It's currently 23 degrees. It's currently 23 degrees on the Isle of Ventura on the town of Costa Calma. Currently on holiday, and we're giving live streaming a go. We are giving live streaming a go. As you can probably tell by the tone of my voice, we're a little bit, not confused, but a little bit like tentative in tone of voice, being around people and just holding the camera. But yeah, we're giving it a go. We're here to talk about anything you want. We've been talking about decision making this morning on the first 25 minutes of this stream. You got to use whatever you've got in that moment and forget about financial circumstances, Forget about everything. Do what you want. You can design your life. And people say, do this, do that, and then say, oh, do this, but I can't do this because yada, yada, yada. It's probably where I'm at the moment. It's like, want to go abroad. Just sold my car. I've got a great deal of financial strategy moving forward in life, or visible stuff. So I have to trust it would either come through this or come through other means. But definitely, I think that's what I want to do. Go and spend like times seeing the sights of Australia. And come back to the UK. Hopefully things are not as negative as or as anticlimactic as it is. It used to be, look at this guy. We're on a zebra crossing. Guys just drive right through me. Fantastic news. Anyway. Yeah, would love to hear whereabouts you guys are in the world. And yeah, open to chatting at the moment. Have you ever used live streaming before? Have you ever watched live streams before? Like, what are you looking for in a live stream that makes it entertaining? Streaming's quite a new format for me, so like I initially watched some Kai Cenat stuff. I mean, I haven't got all the dollars, but he's the main dude. Well, he's actually just giving it up, isn't he? Do I need to be the white Scottish version of Kai Cenat? Maybe I do. Maybe I do. But yeah, any messages would be gratefully received. We'd love to hear from you. Whereabouts are you based? Part of the world? Part of the world you from? Look at this. It's absolutely cooking in here. It's absolutely cooking in Fort Ventura today. Absolutely cooking. Kai Cenat do any of these outdoor streams? I've only watched a few of them when he's inside. He's got tons of cameras and it's all live. Don't know if he did these IRL stuff.
Vai cu asta, da.
Look at this. Look at this. Aber war schon da vorne, du kannst ja hier bleiben. It's beautiful weather here. Absolutely is, my guy. No, it's not. It's the next one over, mate. Looky men. I mean, we're in Spain, brother. Of course. I did that for you, mate. Did that for you. Eyes on the road. Probably head over there in a second. Considering maybe not the actual room, but we might get a wee hotel, hotel one. I was thinking of doing that one tomorrow, actually. See how we get on. The leggies are starting to get tired. We might just have to chill at the beach for a bit. What's the weather like in the UK? Miserable? It'll be hilarious, mate. But I got an email 2 days before I left saying it was 4-star, now being reduced to 3-star according to Jet2 Holidays. I mean, it's okay. It's doing the business. Outside, close to a pool, Got a nice wee balcony. I mean, I think I would have to probably double or triple my money to take a couple of nights in this gaff right here. Look north. Tell you what, mate, this is a good spot. It's about an hour transfer. It's about an hour transfer from the airport. Wafted through customs without issue. You'll be glad to know. Scrannon, the Jam and Lays. What's the Jam and Lays? Fanta Lemon, 100%. It's been every day. It's literally been coffee and Fanta Lemon. Or limonata. Free coffee. Free Fanta Lemon. Look at these boys. Oh no, I haven't touched any crisps, to be honest. Apart from I got some what's it called, Pringles on the first day. Hoovered them up in a couple of days, and then I haven't really touched it. It's been Milka all the way through, on every shelf. Look at these boys, legends. Legends. Absolute legends. And the Milka, 100% been hoovering that up. Milka cookies. So right, give me a second, I'm just taking the burks off. Oh, barefoot. Funny, just trying to give this one a shot at the moment. So peaceful here, man. So peaceful. And it's funny, like, maybe it's the holiday brain talking, but mate, you see when you leave the UK for just even a brief bit, all right? Like, I'm looking at the news, I would say I'm decoupling from the situation. But at the same time, it just feels like it's nuts all the time. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And obviously the news yesterday, you're like, well, by the looks of it, that's it. That's us. That's us finished. The experiment has completed. No more thinking we're wonderful. Take the word great out of us. Just call us Britain. Not Great Britain. Don't even call us the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. None of that. Let's just get rid of all of that. Because it's just self-loathing, and the amount of people I've seen saying, God, you guys shot yourselves in the foot with Brexit, and I'm like, oh, bloody shit, Sherlock. It's carnage. It does make you wonder what to do, and especially this weather over here. It's like, life's short. Saw a video recently of You know, like the hourglass that the sand, you tilt it over and the sand starts dropping from the top one to the bottom. And the guy was like, look at the glass. Look at the glass. The top represents life that's coming. The past represents the life that's at the bottom. The issue is you don't really know what's going to be in the top. All you can see is the bottom because you've experienced it. But if you're focusing on the bottom, there's no point. All you have is now. It really just puts you into perspective, really. It's like, bloody hell. All you have is now. And looking at the past is a dumb game. Look at this legend. Oh, missed him. Right there. Poor guy. Off to the sea. Look at this places. Nice weather, folks. Let's turn it back. Like, listen to me. Oh, it's so much nicer in Scotland. Oh. Get me some of that. Always Africa, folks. Beautiful here. Lots of Germans. Lots of Germans here. Lots of sprechen die Deutsch. We're back. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Welcome if you've just joined the stream. If you're from the UK, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. This is beautiful weather. And the sunshine tell you what, one thing for sure, sunshine is not on Leith at the moment. The sunshine is definitely on Costa Calma, to rephrase the Scottish band The Proclaimers. Sorrow. Oh, it's beautiful. Nice and chilled on the feet. Also, no sharks, thankfully. No sharks. Always a positive. Have we look round the corner, see what's happening around there? Yay. Attention is the number one thing in the human race now. There's so much stuff that we're bombarded with and consumed with. So, how do you get your attention? I think my thoughts are become a creator, not a consumer. Look at these guys. It's beautiful. Love a bit of yoga and stretching in the morning. Elle, if you're still on the stream, I've found the beach. Family barbecues in the sea, couples walking hand in hand. Chorizo sausages is all I'm going to say. I'm not showing it online. It's wild. Keep going and going this place. Look at this. Just keeps going and going. Gonna get up there and turn round. It's beautiful out here, man. should be here. Look up here. Nice way. Hello there, welcome to the stream. If you've just joined us. Been doing some researching on streaming. Who are the big ones? I've never really watched them. Ice Speed. He looks like an arse. Starts barking. It's a bit weird. Kai Cenat. He seems like a chill guy. Quite like him. Seen the ones with Kevin Hart and Drewski, some of the stuff. We friends though. That was brilliant. But we friends though. I'm not too sure if it's a thing or not, but like for me, I feel like I'm just me. I just want to be me. And like, I don't know if I'm overthinking this or whatever, but just being me on camera, is that it? Is that streaming? Like, I show Speed, it looks like, I saw him on a podcast, or clips of him on a podcast talking about streaming. And like, I've then seen some of his streams and he's a different person. He was like normal on the podcast. And then when he's streaming, it like, seems a bit weird. Kai Cenat, he seems like he's the same guy wherever. And I think that's probably why people like him, like he's authentic. And I think it's probably like, on the limited knowledge I've had. Oh, some people passing by. The limited knowledge I've had of streaming. Like, I just feel like I just want to be me. So, like, at the moment, we're on a season of traveling, but I'm pretty sure there's a season that I'll be playing some music, and I was thinking about it in terms of if I was live streaming music. Like, you could literally just put the camera down, but if you were putting it on a big scale like Kai Cenat, put it down, but you've got like class. You could just bring in any musicians that like, and the thing I would like to do is imagine having a variety of different genres. So like for me, I know I've brainstormed like a show about Scotland. we've had a brainstorm about like a podcast, a show, like a live talk show. Like the Late Show of Stephen Colbert, but for Scotland. Imagine streaming that. That would be quite cool. You could just have like a local trad band or like a house, maybe a house band all the time. 4 nights a week. Put it on Twitch, YouTube, all the available platforms. But do it on like an American / online style with 1950s style adverts. Could have people coming on talking about what they're doing in Scotland or what they... You could also do like touring parts of Scotland. Like I remember Stephen Colbert going to New Zealand. Trip to New Zealand, and he got picked up by Jacinda Ardern. I'm like, well, you could literally do like skits going to all the diaspora of traditional Scottish migrant communities. So you're firing over to New Zealand, you're firing to parts of South Africa, parts of America, Nova Scotia, obviously, New Scotland. Sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? Look at this. You could have chat show, talking about interviewing guests, what they're up to. Little smaller segments. Could all be done in Edinburgh or St Andrews. Little country file exclusives on the way around the country. Like, that's big thinking, and you know what, it might even be just like, I've been scared to say any of these ideas. Maybe this is the way that I'm actually going to do these ideas. Just like, you know what, I don't even care if it's not me that does it, but the ideas are out there in the ether. So here's one of my ideas, folks. A Scottish show, American style late show, house band, monologue, works. And in a weird way, it would be a way of educating people about Scottish culture. And I don't really would want to speak to politicians, but if I did get somebody like the First Minister on, I imagine if I was on John Swinney on, I'd be like, why you wet flannel, bro? crying baby. I'm hungry too, bro. We're 97 minutes into this stream. This is brilliant. A lot of time has been zero. That's okay. It's another idea I've had. A golf hole-in-one business. Exactly like the one that I saw in Lake Taupo, New Zealand. Bring it to either Craigton Park and the home of golf, or take it to Loch Lomond, or take it to Loch Ness. I mean, there must be a way of doing one in Scotland, in a city. It'd be cool as anything. We call it Hole-in-One Scott. I'd love to do it in Dundee. Potentially we'd love to do it in one of the squares that are at that are around the city centre. Build a pond. And make just have people just coming back. That'd be phenomenal. It's another idea. Live streaming for conducting. Bring it as the Content Creators Orchestra, a musical educational enterprise similar to the Leonard Bernstein Foundation. To talk about classical music and to talk about how it's good. Explain things, and to be to invite teenagers, young people, and tour it around the world and live stream it around the world. The only people who would be allowed to see it in person would be young people, but it would be live streamed around the world. And you just make it a tour. So you start in the US, start in New York, Carnegie Hall, maybe end in Carnegie Hall. I'd be the conductor. Hi. It's another idea. Obviously a YouTube channel. Writing about music. Would love to do that. It's the issue. I had way too many ideas, and no support system around me to make it happen. It's just felt like, oh shit, there's so much to do. So, how do you start? Well, start doing this. Spanish have it so much better, don't they? Better weather, time for siesta. Siesta. All year round. Better looking. Eat better. Somebody right there. Well, folks, we're over 100 minutes. I'm enjoying this way too much. Make a decision with what you have right at this moment in time. Do not take any physical circumstances on this earth into the equation. We will see you tomorrow. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. And yes, Pharrell, might have more milk. Ciao. See you later.